You're
All
good.
right, guys, thank you for hopping on this January 1st. Happy New Year. We are excited to be here. Thank you, especially because this was not on the calendar and we added it on once we thought back in the fall when we planned out this quarterly calendar that we had all our ducks in a row. Then we got to Christmas week and felt like nobody really wanted to be on a team call the week of Christmas. So we snuck this one in. And with that being said, Kim and I have talked a lot about having 2 calls a month. I know that we backed off to 1, but we did have a call a few months ago that was just rad. And it was a few of us on brainstorming all kinds of stuff. It was before the launch of Transform 20. And it was just a really great time for us to just put our heads together and come up with some awesome stuff. That was how we planned the whole flash sale, which I think was just awesome for our first go around. So we'd like to do that also going forward. So once a month, it will be the team call that is the 3rd Tuesday of the month. We will have more of like a hangout brainstorm session so that we can plan for the month to come, make sure everybody's on the same page with what groups we have going, what sneak peeks we have coming, what's coming down the pike from corporate and all that stuff. And then the first Tuesday of the month, tonight, we will have more of, info for you or some sort of topic sort of call. So mark your calendars for that. I will be updating the calendar in the team page tonight with everything January. First of all, I wanted to talk about Transform 20, and I know we've gone over this 1,000 times, but you guys, we are up to over 70 people on our Transform 20 list, which is huge. I know we talked about, how many people should we start saying we're going to have in that group. And at one point it was 50 people, then we upped it to 70. And today I feel like it needs to be 100 people. It is January 1st. Basically you have 7-8 days, I would say, to play it safe, to make sure people get their steps in time to sell the crap out of this. And I don't feel bad saying sell it, because what you're selling is an opportunity for people to change their lives. So get on it. Let's get to that 100 people mark. Kim's been very great about updating that image that we have. So steal it. Every time she updates it, let that be a reminder for you to go on your stories and talk about it. Talk about how many people we already have going, because that continues to create the FOMO. I've been trying to talk about it on my stories at least every other day with a poll, a call to action, talking about it, pictures, transformations, whatever. And honestly, it's never too much, you guys. It's not too much, because not everybody watches your stuff every single day. So you don't want to miss somebody just because you feel like the day before Christmas you already talked about it and you already did a poll saying, do you want to join me? No. You should be doing it all the time, especially with this last minute or the last week leading up. So let's get to 100 people on that. And I'm going to throw it over to Kim to talk about a really fun idea for Tribe for the new year.
So I think I probably went live at some point in the before the new year, last year. Can I just say that now? And because Tribe, I don't know if you guys caught my live video yesterday in Tribe, but I kind of went a little bit weird and I think I was just really excited about life and had too much energized. And I just think what we have is really special, and what we can make it can be even better. And so I was thinking about how we're not really trying to have a ton of groups a month. And we only want people who are new customers or on Shakeology Home Direct to be in our challenge group tracker apps. A lot of the top coaches do not, if you're not drinking Shakeology, you can't be in the app. And I think that for a long time, I used to think that was really lame. And I was like, well, I don't really get let's just let everybody in. But the fact is, if you're a small-minded business person, you're going to always have a small business. And I will 100% tell you that I've been taken advantage of for probably 3 years by so many people. And they drink, they pick up a bag of Shakeology from OfferUp, or they do all these things. And it's like, I get it, but like that's our time. That's our time and what we, our effort that we're putting into those challenge group trackers. So and not only that, but we want to have prizes and we want to do challenges. And it doesn't really make sense to have somebody winning challenges if they're not even bringing you any income. Otherwise, you're basically running a ministry, which is totally fine. If that's your thing, then have at it and run all your challenge groups and have everybody in it. But going forward, Andy and I really want to make a kind of a hard, like, you got to be drinking the stuff or performance line to be in the challenge group tracker. That being said, that is why Tribe is so, so important, because we can still bring tons of value and tons of support to these people who we committed to once upon a time. But the cool part is we can share that responsibility. And that's sort of why I think Tribe, if we all were to sign up for a day, and you just put your name on a calendar any day, and you just bring, you bring, whether you go live or you share your transformation or you share some recipes or whatever the case might be, if we all just sign up throughout the year, the value that we'll bring and the consistency will be humongous, and people will be still, I think, because you're kind of giving them like a sneak peek into what we're, we're always like kind of dropping hints that, hey, the good stuff's over in the tracker, but we're still here and we're still, commenting on your stuff. We're going to celebrate the top, and we're not going to do top 10s anymore. We're just going to do people who are showing up in the tracker 50% of the time. So if it's 21 days and they log, the math. If it's 7 days and they've done 7 days, they've done 7 workouts and they have 35 points, then they'll be they're going to get highlighted. So it won't be just the top 10, it will be everybody. And the hope is that we can just keep people consistently checking in and doing the workouts, because we know what we have to offer is a good thing. So, that being said, if you can go into the Google Doc that I shared a long time ago, I will share it again, and share and sign up for some days. That would be really great. And does anybody have any thoughts on that, or questions, or any of the above? Any other ways that we can, and the other thing we were thinking, sorry, I just thought of something, is maybe you want to sign up for January. That's right. That's what we were going to do, right? Andy, this was so long ago now. But if you want to sign up for January and you want to say, hey, I want to run an abs group in January. Sorry, I was just putting that on the team page. You could do that. You could say, okay, I'm in. I will run an abs group, and you commit. And I mean, gosh, we have already, these all exist. They're just in the team page, with all those documents. So you could run an abs group, you could run a plank group, you could run a clean eating group, whatever you want to run in there, more power to you. So that's sort of the thought. So in the Google Doc, you can sign up for a day. But I think I also said, or you can sign up for a month, and we can do both. It's okay to have both in there.
I like that idea a lot.
So I'm going to say monthly challenges, and I'll just put January. I'm just trying to think of easy ways that doesn't take a lot of our time, but still adds a ton of value to people's lives and things that they love. I think it would be really good.
Because here's the thing, guys. I don't know about you, but my Shakeology retention is not good. So we're constantly trying to figure out how to get people not just to buy a challenge pack and be a one and done and a BOD for a year and then see you later, but actually benefit from drinking this all the time. Not for just from a business standpoint, but for their health. And I know that it's, a stumbling block to get people over that. But if they're getting a glimpse in Tribe of what we have to offer, and throughout all this value we're adding to them, we're throwing in hints about whatever group's coming up next, then I think it will really add value and encourage people to get back in the chakra, get back on, get a completion pack when the people who don't jump on board with T20 right now, and we start sharing what's going on with that into Tribe, you better believe we'll be selling completion packs to those people to get in on the next T20 group, and so on, just to give an example.
Yeah. So you can, go in there and sign up for a couple days. You don't feel like you have to sign up for multiple. Just put your name and then schedule in right then if you want. Just go right in and schedule. If you can't schedule in Tribe, let us know, and we can add you as an admin. But just think of, if you continuously are adding people to your client base, then all of a sudden you throw them in Tribe, and there's kind of a lot different coaches. There's different challenges. I mean, I just feel like be like, wow, this is a pretty happening group. I mean, there's 700 people in that group, and I'm trying to see. The other day when I went live, it was kind of interesting because I could see how many people, because you don't really get to see how many people have seen, but on a video you do. And I think it was like 200 people watched it. And I'm like, that's pretty funny that 200 people watched this video, but like 200 people do not post in it. So
what 21 Days of Fitness did for that group, I feel like it really brought it to life at the hardest time of the year to get anybody to do anything. So that just kind of gave us a glimpse into what it could be going forward.
Hi.
Okay, I am going to switch gears if that's cool with you, Kim.
Yeah.
So I've been texting Kim all day saying how I'm just like, I don't remember the word I used, fired up on a hot one. Because I'm going to be completely honest, and I didn't even talk to Kim about this specifically, but here's my reality with this business has been way more than I ever imagined it would be when I started this business almost 5 years ago. It'll be 5 years this month, technically, when I signed up as a discount coach. Is somebody ticking? Sorry.
It's Tara. I think she's
Sorry.
Sorry, Tara. It's distracting me. It sounded like a timer. Like, are you baking cookies? Anyways, 5 years ago. In 2017, we were an elite team. It was awesome. That meant there were 5 diamonds on the team going strong. And another, just to be completely honest and put everything out on the table, that was also about 6 months prior to hitting elite. That was the year that I had replaced my nursing income. So that was obviously a huge pivotal moment in my business, in my life. And I will forever be grateful for that. My reality the last 2 years has been more of a plateau. I'm going to be completely honest. I've been a 5-star diamond for 2 years now. I have not seen growth, but what's been so reassuring and encouraging from just a stability standpoint is the income has maintained. And I know that in businesses like this, a lot of people get scared that it's not, maybe even some of you have felt this way, that this isn't a real thing, that this isn't really attainable, that this isn't really something that could be, life-changing for you from a financial standpoint. And I'm here to tell you that it can. And it's real and it's possible. And I was at a place at that point where I started kind of playing on the defense instead of on the offense. Up until building to elite and 5-star, I felt like I was really going after it. And that's not to say that this last 2 years I wasn't, but a lot has changed in this business in the last 2 years. I'm going to get to my point right now. I also had 2 more babies, which kind of, was just a lot in my personal life. But even through 2 more pregnancies, the income has maintained. And I keep reiterating that just to let you guys know what is possible. And what has always helped me to maintain that income is Success Club 10 every month or higher, and 2 coaches. I am not a huge Success Club. Kim out Success Clubs me every single month. I'm not a huge Success Club person in terms of numbers, and I'm not a huge recruiter either. But hitting those numbers every single month for the last 5 years has built this business to a certain point and then maintained it for the last 2 years when I haven't seen the growth that, of course, anybody would hope for when you're working so hard all the time, right? You add in personal life, you add in the changes to social media, you add in changes that have happened in Beachbody on Demand. Things were a lot different when I started my business to where they are now. So my vision for this year is huge because the last 2 years have been so much growth and so much trying to figure it out, trying to figure out what's going to click to move this team forward, to help you guys better move forward and figure this out. And I really feel like we have it. I feel like everything that we have put into place in the last 6 months, in the last 3 months, is really going to help you girls grow. But here's the thing. We have to stay a team, united as a community, and we have to get to the point where we are all accountable to each other for doing this consistently. I know I'm like a broken record when I talk about this, but I don't work this all day long. I don't have any block of time during daylight hours in my day where I don't have a child that I am responsible for on a regular basis. I have my kids 100% of the time all the time, and my husband works full time. So I work this business in the morning and when they go to bed. And throughout the day, I post. That's about all I do throughout the day. Sometimes I answer messages and I post. I'm not power houring during the day. I'm not doing all the things. And I say that because all of us are busy. All of you are busy. And I know that, you know, Afton, you just had another baby. Kim just had another baby. Tara's kids are out of school right now. Everybody has so much on their plate. And I just want to emphasize that if you just stay in the trenches, if you just stay with the vitals and the basics every day, it will work. And here's my tough love, and I'm not good at this, so I'm going to try. I'm bringing the gumption right now. I don't think we are, as a team, doing the vitals consistently. I just don't. Because if we were, I strongly believe in my heart that we would all be growing. And I hope that you guys take that and know where my heart is coming from there. Because all I want, when I sat down to write out my goals, the last 2 years, my goals have been tied to rank. They've been tied to income. They've been tied to all of these things that I was trying to grasp for. And I spent the last 2 years going, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing? How can I change? How can I adapt? And I've been talking to some people who I've gotten to know over the last couple of years who have gone from Emerald coaches to 9 stars in 1 year, who have gone from being diamond coaches for over 2 years to 10-star coaches in 2018. They've had this massive growth, and I've been messaging them like mad going, what is the secret? What did you do? How did you do that? And the overwhelming response that I've heard is they locked arms as a community and they made a promise to themselves and to their teammates that they're going to stay consistent with the vitals, that they're going to do a program from day 1 to day 80, and they're going to talk about it like crazy, consistently, without apology, without holding back, without worrying about what anybody would think, without worrying about the perfect preset on their Instagram, without worrying about the algorithms. They just did the things every day and persistently invited every single day, no matter how many kids they had, no matter where their husband was deployed, no matter what was going on. They just stayed in the trenches and they stayed focused together as a team, and they worked towards the common goal of growing together, not tied to rank, not tied to income, not tied to any sort of numbers, but just this: if I apply massive action every single day consistently, this will work. And I feel like that's where that is what we have not done as a team for the last couple of years. And so I am rallying you girls together. You girls that are on this call right now are the girls who always show up. And I know you want this. And maybe you're thinking, Andy, enough already. But I'm telling you, I believe this to my core because I've lived it. This past year, I felt like I was spinning my wheels, spinning, and had one foot nailed to the ground. But I still hit Success Club 10 every month and added those 2 coaches. I did that every single month, even though I felt like all of the work that I was doing maybe should have been doing more. And it didn't. And I've accepted that, and that's okay. But what I'm telling you is that if you can do that, if you can talk to however many people you need to talk to, find 5 yeses in a month, coaches, this will grow for you. I always say the speed of the leader is the speed. Careful, you want your team to grow, and you want to get people to do this with you. You've got to bring it. You've got to show up every day for you and for your team. And I'm ready to run. I said to Kim the other day, all of our babies are now on this earth. So no magical time is going to fall from the sky and open up for all of us moms of 4, 2, 3, however many children you have. It's not going to happen. But I feel like this is our opportunity to go for it, because as the seasons change, and often I'm like, I almost might cry looking at you, because I know that we are just so similar in where we're at right now. The seasons are going to change. The schedules are going to change. Some are going to go to school. Some are going to poop their pants. Some are going to do all these things. We can maintain it now. We're not adding any more lives into our families anymore. And I know that doesn't, relate to all of you, but there's always going to be a lot going on. We can do this. You just have to stay consistent, and you have to believe that this will and can work for you if you work it every day. There are so many days, you guys, where I don't want to, where I just want to go to bed when my husband goes to bed, and I don't want to message people, but I do. I do it because I know that if I do, it will pay off. You have to have that in you if we're going to get past this plateau that as a Faithfully Fit team, we've had for 2 years. That's the reality of where the bigger team has been for 2 years, and I'm ready to go forward. So I'm going to get off my soapbox now. I'm going to see if Kimberly has stuff to add. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I also don't want to assume you don't want to say anything, even though you have 2 of your littles with you.
Yeah, we have Destructo this week. Playing with my brand new planner. I'm ready to throw it because I'm like, don't. And he's gonna drop milk.
Oh, honey. Okay, so while she's getting situated, I will say one tangible thing that we want to start doing in the team page, as we talked about what was working when there were more Success Club points on the board. And you can, maybe you roll your eyes when we talk Success Club, maybe you don't. I don't know how you feel about it. But what I know is, like I said, it's that marker in the business that works, that I know will move our businesses forward. So when there were more points on the board as a team, it was when we were running those push groups of doing our trackers. So we don't want to have another group. We don't want to have another push group. In fact, I'm starting to hate that word, push group. We just provide better accountability in the team page for what are we doing all day? Because maybe you look at us and you go, I don't even know what you're doing all day when you say you're doing all of these things. What are you doing in your power hour? So we're going to show up every day, whether you want to do the notebook tracker again, share it on the team page. So we're open to suggestions on what that looks like, if it should be like a weekly update, a weekly tracker check-in, whatever tracker you want to use, or a daily. We really want to start that in the team page so that people can see what we're actually doing. Because I think oftentimes people get in this business and maybe you had coaches and they go through the new coach training, but then they don't actually do anything. So showing those action items, not in a private group, but just out loud to the team, we're hoping will inspire people to just do the things. Because when you get down to the nitty gritty, this business isn't hard. It's just hard to do it every day. And that's the difference maker from those girls who were, stuck at one level for so long and then they blew up. That was the difference maker. They decided they were going for this together and they kept each other accountable, just like a fitness group does. And we can do that, you guys. I believe it. Okay.
I think you're good. No, you're good. You're great. I would, obviously, I've had the same 2 years. Oh, you're fine. And I think I can blame a lot of things. I think my personal business has grown in 2 years more than ever before. But I think because it was held on to an income thing, and we need the income, and we consider this is my job. And so I can't just be kind of floating through the day and not really doing anything. So I think that there is so much to be done and so many people to help. And I think it seems so like, well, what do they do? What do they do? And I started following Melanie, and I never follow like top coaches stories, but I just decided to like see what they actually are doing in their stories. And the fact is she's inviting to be in the business every single day. There's not a day where she's not inviting. And so something's got to give if you're never inviting and you're never spreading the seed and you're never, doing the things that are obviously working for these top coaches. And so you're okay. Yeah. Take the pacifier. Thank you. So I think I like the accountability in the team page. I think that there's always, I just think it's valuable. It's good accountability. I think, making sure that we're getting, your invites in, and you're checking into the challenge groups, and you're checking into the tribe, and you're doing all the things. I think that's huge. And I think it's very important, to have kind of showing up that you're doing the things, that you're in it. Because the hard part is, I think when we feel like when we're alone in it, then we kind of don't do anything and we just coast. But when I don't know if you guys caught my call on the Hard Hitters team page the other day, but Shayna asked one of the questions, like, why do you think you've had a successful business so thus far? Like, why do you think, Success Club is something that just continues to keep happening? And my answer is I'm consistent. I'm consistent in every single thing, and to a detriment, I will sacrifice sleep to ensure that I check into the challenge group. I will sacrifice these things. And I'm not saying you have to do that, but that's the tenacity that I go after. And so I think you just have to ultimately decide what it is that you want. And if it isn't this, then don't break yourself and don't stress yourself out, and don't just decide that you want, you love coaching because you sometimes help people, and be totally okay with that. But if you really want to see the change and you really want the business to work, then go for it. Then what do you have to lose? That's kind of where I'm at. I don't know. You just go all out and realize how much you can inspire somebody. Is your life really that hard? You think I never fed him? He's fine. It's where I feed him. Andrea she's proof. I just fed him right in front of her. She was just at my house. But I think you have to decide that you are ready and you want this, and you go for it, and you don't worry about anything else. I was listening to Brandon Burchard, and he was talking about the 4 things he learned in 2018. And one of the things he learned was, do not be ashamed of what you have to offer. Tell the world, and don't be, and you're going to have haters and people are going to say things, but you have to decide that it doesn't matter and what they say doesn't bother you. And you just have to keep going, and you have to treat it like, he was talking about his wife and how, she supported him in the very first, speaking engagement he did. It bankrupted them, and how she stood beside him and bought him groceries, and they were just dating at the time. But that's what it's all about. I'm not saying you have to go bankrupt, but you show up, you decide that it's something you really want, and then you don't let anything get in your way. Nothing, sickness, babies, not having babies. I mean, not your babies. But you make it work, and you realize, I can honestly say my life is so much better because of Beachbody. And so for me, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's all wet. And you just decide that it's what you want, and it's what you're going to go for, and you do the things. You do the things.
I want to hear from you girls without putting you on the spot. What do you guys think? I mean, I do feel like sometimes we're a broken record, but I just feel like 5 years in, I know what works in this, and the bottom line is consistency.
So can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So my question is going to be, do we mess you up as coaches if we are not wanting to work at that same level that you're at? So if we want to just try and keep that kind of our emerald and consistent, and keep inviting, keep bringing people in. But I mean, I am still working full-time as a CPA and moving right into tax season. So my ability to be effective for a few months is going to be in play, and I can't give up any more sleep. I don't have anything left to give up. No, so I don't want to not be part of the team, but does it mess you up if we're not working as hard and towards Diamond as some other people are?
No, I definitely don't want you to feel that way at all whatsoever. I want you to work for your goals. So if your goal right now is to maintain your emerald and continue inviting, I champion you. I encourage you. I definitely don't look at it like I'm counting on any one person to make sure they do. My business is on me. Everything that I do is up to me. So I don't want you to feel that way at all. And I hope that that's not, I'm glad you asked that question and didn't come off the call going, well, what a bee. Because that's not at all where we are coming from at all. Sometimes I assume when you are on the calls that maybe that's what you want. So I'm glad you're telling me this is where I'm at, because that's really what I need from everybody. Tell me where you're at. I will run with you where you are at, and I will never push you or pressure you to do anything more than that. So thank you for asking that question.
And I never would feel that way. I never have felt that way, and I want to make that really clear. But I really love being part of what you're doing because you guys are so inspirational, and so I really want to help in that way as much as I can.
And even you are, Julie, you are helping, and it's not always about hitting diamond and doing all of that. Everybody is a part of this team at every single level. I guess I am speaking to those who want to replace incomes, want this to be a full-time thing. And that's kind of where the gumption is coming from. So your activity level needs to meet your goals, and whatever your goals are awesome and exactly what we want for you. That's basically what I'm trying.
Hey, Andy.
Hi. I like your turtleneck.
I think we all know my problem is I just overthink everything. And I feel like for me, starting the business, I kind of just like hit the ground running and signed up, 5 people every single month without really any trouble for probably the first 10 months. And then it got hard. And then I was like, wait. So then I started like second guessing everything I was saying. I started getting like nervous about like, just started thinking too much about everything. And it really has been hard ever since. And, I want to go all in and then I want to grow huge. So I guess my question is not really a question. It's just more like I need to be, whatever I think I'm doing, I need to double or triple, because I feel like even just this weekend with my sister-in-law being in town, she lives in San Francisco, and I was telling her finally, like, hey, I have goals for my business. Like, and she was like, oh, so this is like a business for you? Like they had to hear me say out loud, like, this is my business. Like, yes, I want to sign you up and you should work out with me, but it's more than like, you should just work out with me. It's like, I want to grow this into a huge business. And so she was like, oh my gosh, well, let me help you. And she like, did a bunch of plugs on her Insta story for me. And like, it blew up. Like 15 or so of her friends were like, yeah, give me her number. And she's like, here, like, she was just giving me clients. And it was like, okay, clearly I'm missing a whole like market. I'm missing a whole group of people because I'm so nervous about like it all of a sudden, like where I was never really nervous before because I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You have to do it. Now I'm like, how do I approach this person? And how do I talk to them? And how do I like get them like locked in without feeling like, I'm like, okay, here we go. Now give me your this and that, like without being salesy, as like everyone said.
Because even if consciously you don't think you're afraid to fail, there's always that little twinge of what if I fail at this? What if I put myself out there and say, this is my business and I'm doing this and I'm going here, and then you don't hit your goal or you don't hit the mark? That little subconscious fear holds you back from really going after it. And I know I've done that too. I've played it safe too much in how I say things, when behind the scenes I'm like, dude, I am doing this, I live this, blah 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 blah. I was just telling my mom yesterday, it's so easy for me to talk about the fitness side of things, like so easy, because I can put up a picture and I can say, this is where I was 6 months ago and this is where I am now. When it comes to money and a business, it's harder for me to do that personally. I don't know about you. And it's not as easy as an image. It's not, you're putting yourself out there on a whole different level. So I get it. But this will never grow if you don't get over that fear. My husband, sorry to go off on tangent, but my son has to try out for baseball this year. And he gets so nervous. And he was saying to Eric, I'm scared. It's not even until the end of the month. And Eric had some words of wisdom that, fear is what holds you back. And if you're afraid, you won't ever accomplish your goals. And I thought, he's so right, saying that to our 8-year-old, but it's true. That's what holds people back. You listen to Rachel Hollis, if you listen to Brendan Burchard, you listen to all these people who've been uber successful, you listen to Amy Rada, you listen to Melanie, if they let the fear of other people's opinions or, the fear that maybe this won't work, like that's always a possibility, none of us have a crystal ball. If you let that sink in to the point of not taking action or not being bold enough, then it's for sure. It's a for sure not going to work. Whereas if you take that leap, you have that chance, a much bigger chance, and you'll be that person who was bold enough to go for it. So your team will be bold enough to go for it. They'll watch you put yourself out there and they'll be like, that's what I need to do. Okay, I'll do that.
I think for me, like, it's always been easier to be face to face with someone because I could be like my normal mannerisms where I'm like, listen, like you have to do like whatever, how I normally would talk to people. And when I'm on a text or I have someone I don't know from IG who's reaching out to me, I feel like I either word vomit and I'm just saying way too much stuff and not getting to the point, or I'm trying to say it in a way that I think they want to hear it instead of how I would normally say it. And I think I just needed to either like just come up with a plan that it's going to work for me and stick to it, like either voice memo them so they can hear my voice or do a video so they can see me. And then the other side of that is the coaching side. I feel like it's the same thing people always say, which I just made the connection as I'm sitting here thinking. Like, people always say, oh, I'll be a coach when I'm fit and when I look like a certain way that I think I should look. And I am saying I'll like really go out there and recruit everyone I know as a coach when I'm a really successful coach. And it's like, I'm just starting on this journey and I don't need to be making tons of money to recruit people to make this decision with me. Like we can run alongside each other together and build the business together.
You just hit it on the head. It's so true.
I know.
You got this.
I think, you know, just to jump in, even to what Julie was saying, you never know who's going to run this business, right? Like you could invite and get all these people, and like it's not even your job to really, if all you're doing is inviting, you just never know who all of a sudden is like, wow, I want to do this, and just goes for it 100%. And so we're just doing a disservice by not inviting, and like just because you've been slower or whatever. I mean, when I think of this business, I went diamond in 60 days and I've changed rank once, and that's been literally my business. And people message me all the time and they're like, you know, oh, it must be so nice. Like your business is so successful. And I kind of laugh because I'm like, I mean, depends on what you're looking at. Like from a business standpoint, I'm actually not really doing that great, you know? But I think you just never, like I look at, you know, Andy, like Kinsey she's on our team. There you go, Kinsey. She basically decided this year she just wanted to go for it. And if you look at all of her posts, she still just runs her business on Facebook on her personal page, and she has just been really bold about what she's making, what she's doing, the freedom that it's giving her and her husband to build this dream house in Oregon. And she hit premiere today, you know? So like, I just think that you have to kind of decide what you're willing to go for and not be afraid. Yeah. You know?
I follow people on IG just because I feel like it keeps me connected. I don't know. I know some people don't follow top coaches, but I've followed a few for a while. And one of the things I keep going, especially this year, is seeing Amy Rada go from 5 to 15 stars in the year, whatever she did this year. It's like, okay, she is 3 years younger than me. We're like, there's nothing special. And that's why I keep telling myself, oh, there's nothing that they have that I don't have, nothing. And so it's just me. It falls back on me again. It's like, I need to do more. I need to do more of the things. I need to put more time into it because there's nothing else that I'm lacking besides putting more of myself into it.
Right.
All of these top coaches, what they have in common is they live out loud and they are bold. Like you might write a post and feel funny about it, then that's probably the post you need to be writing every day. You know, if you're nervous to talk about the business, then you need to practice and you need to talk about it every day in different ways. And I'm talking to myself too, because like I said, I'm not the best at that. I feel like I tell the same story over and over about her. And that was kind of where I came up with this whole, what I told you guys about being at a plateau for 2 years. Is like, I need to rewrite the story, but in order to do that, I need to up my game and I need to be bold about what I want and stop telling the story about what I've already built, but talk about where I'm going. And that's the hard part, talking about where you're going. It's a little bit faking it till you make it, and it's putting yourself out there to say like, I'm not there yet, but I'm going there. and I would love for you to come with me because this is going to happen. That's scary. But that's what I see these people doing that made 2018 just their year. And here it is, January 1. Like, we all have the same opportunity to do that. And you look at all of those girls that blew up over the year, none of them really have anything in common. You know, like, they're all normal girls who decided to go for it. We all have that in us to do that, if that's what you want. And if it's not, Julie, if it's not, that is 100% okay. I just want to make sure you know that. Totally okay.
Plus, you bring so much value to our groups, and you bring energy, and you bring, a different. When I see you working out and busting your butt at your age, not to say I know, but you've still got kids at home. You're killing it, and you inspire me on the daily. And your transformation is huge. And I just feel like I see the health that this is giving you in every area of your life, and I imagine that that alone is going to push people to join you. And so, yeah, if a random person joins you, awesome. If not, like, your life is being changed every single day, and you're changing all of ours.
Well, and that's what I'm hoping for right now. And gosh knows, I mean, I could be the old granny who decides to do what you're doing in a few more years when I can retire from what I do have to do full time, because I have to still keep that balance in my world. I am single parenting as well. So I cannot, maybe that's fear talking, but I know I cannot let go of my normal full-time salary on what I hope I can do in my future. I just can't. And but what I can do and what I do want to do is make sure that every one of you gets where you want to go. And I can support that. That's what I want to do.
Well, you do. I second everything Kim just said. Your check-ins are my favorite. They're just so fun. I always smile when I come to Julie. I'm like, oh, it's Julie. Every night when I'm laying there going through all the check-ins, I'm like, oh, Julie.
If she can do it, I can do it.
Yes.
That's my, well, and I always just think of like women who, because I mean, we all know lots of them who are older, and I'm like, I mean, my mom obviously is, she's 67 and in great shape, and she's worked hard her whole life to keep that. And I just see the value in your life and the energy that you get to bring to your grandkids and to your family is going to be that much more because you're taking care of you. End of story. So, yeah. Do we have anything else that we wanted to bring up about? What do you think would be helpful in our team page to help you do the things? And, what are some things of value that would be helpful, I guess?
For me personally, I have more time than probably some or most, I don't know. My kids are all in school full time. And so when they're in school, I personally need to get myself on a schedule, like a non-negotiable. Cause like today, for example, I had all these plans and big ideas, and my sister called me in a panic and needed my help and getting her spot open before tomorrow. And so I dropped everything and did nothing today but helping her. So that kind of thing once in a while is totally fine, and I do, but I let stuff like that happen all the times where I'm like, oh, so-and-so wanted their hair done, and so that was 3 hours, and I meant to whatever. So for me, I like to work at a coffee shop. I like to drop the kids at school and go sit at a coffee shop for 3 hours and just get work done. I feel like I work better outside of the house. And so I just need to be consistent with that and like organized. Like my word this year is organized. Like I need to stay organized.
You need to learn to say no. I need to reschedule with you.
You need to go through organized chaos.
Yes, that was the second thing I was going to say. Organized chaos. And it's okay to tell somebody no. Like I think for you, Tara, just making that more of a habit, you need to read Your Best Yes. You need to go through organized chaos, and you need to be okay with saying, I have these goals and dreams for this, and it's going to require this amount of time every day. So we're going to have to do later. or tomorrow or whatever, and block out that time and make it your non-negotiable. It doesn't have to be every single day. Maybe it's, Monday through Friday when the kids are at school, that's what you do. But then once you create that schedule, then you can very easily, without guilt or distraction, pencil in the other things around those work hours. But those work hours are your work hours, like as if you were clocking in and out to any other job. I think that would help you feel so accomplished every night going to bed.
Yeah. Because the days that most of the time when I'm doing a post, like the things I need to get better at this year are going live. Like I feel like I've gotten better at it, but I don't do it unless you ask me. So I need to make it a point to just go live in my everything all the time, and just talk about the business side of it more, and just, I don't know, just more of everything.
You got it. Oreos.
Anybody else? Thoughts, questions, concerns? The other thing we were going to talk about is if we wanted to continue to run, if we were going to run a monthly group come February, right? Because we will be still in the middle of Transform 20.
But only for only half of the month, right? No, because it starts in the middle of.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think we should. Oh, sorry, I'm getting bit. I think we should, because it gives something to invite to, and we won't finish T20 until, what is it? March, or the last week of February. So in terms of possibly opening another T20, I think it might be the smart game move to not open that next group, the next round of T20, until we have results to show. So, and it's a quick program, being only 6 weeks. So I'm just thinking out loud right now without looking at a calendar. I think there needs to be a February group, is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
So maybe it starts that first Monday of whatever that first Monday is. It can be love themed or whatever. I don't know. You know me. I'm not the theme person. I leave that up to you girls.
Well, but we want it to be so that you can we need it to be the right timing so that you can use that as a means to hit Success Club that you're inviting to it.
Right? Good point.
Month, you mean, right?
Because you're not going to really be selling anything else. So.
Good point. So then maybe it starts the second
week.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have 2B, which the prep or the info group needs to start next week for that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on that, girls?
And obviously you don't have to you can run your own groups, but we just find that it's easier for all of us to kind of be on the same page. Just so
it's way more fun doing them together.
I agree.
And I think it also adds continuity in what they see in Tribe versus how our groups go. Of course, that's just me personally. I say more power to you if you have your own thing going. Absolutely. Or if you're more I like a smaller group and I just want to run it myself or just with one other coach, I think that's awesome. I feel like my people thrive better when I'm teamed up with a bigger crowd.
Transform 20 is going to be really big. We're going to have to talk about that because it's going to be especially if a bunch of us are coaching it, we're just going to have to really get on board with sharing the check-ins. So because otherwise you're going to be spending an hour a day just on check-ins.
Yeah. Maybe similar to how we did in
80 day.
Yeah.
Or Lyft. I can't remember.
You mean last month?
I think it was Lyft.
One of those where we did certain days you do the shake pose, certain days.
Yep.
I have 3 more people to add to Transform that are going to do it with us. New people.
Yay.
Woohoo.
Send him their names.
Just text me.
Or do you want me just to put it on that thread that you have?
Yeah, you can do that too. Either one. I need to update it because Andy sent me some and I have a couple, and yeah.
We're gonna go past 100. I just know it. This week's gonna be a good week. I don't know about you guys, but I felt like yesterday afternoon, I started getting people going, okay, tell me about this program. I don't know if that's their tone because it was in text, but that's how I feel. Because I'm like, I've messaged you like 3 times already, and you got an email, and you answered my poll and then ignored me. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, New Year's is over. Okay, tell me about it. I'm like, you're going to sign up this week.
I have a girl who watched our sneak peek into coaching, like, I think it was September or October. And was like, 100%, I want to join the team. And then never responded to anything I sent her. Every single month or maybe twice a month, I would reach out to her and say, hey, are you getting my messages? Anyway, the New Year's Eve, she reached out to me. Okay, sorry, it was so busy. Like, I'm still here and I want to do it. So send me the link. I'm like,
Did she sign up?
Yeah. She says she's not sure she wants to sign up as a coach because she wants to see how it is. She's like, I don't know. What do you think? I'm like, I think you should do what you want to do. Like, I think this is what we have to offer. And this is what coaching is all about. And if you want to be a coach, then you should just be a coach. Just sign up as a coach. So I sent her the regular link and then I sent her the coach link. So I don't know. I'm going to message her again tonight because she hasn't responded to my last message.
I would say, don't say whatever you want to do. I would say, here's your 2 options. This is why I think this one's better. And then let her decide and send only 1 link.
I did kind of say something like that. I said, like, I think you should do whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I also said, these are the 2 options. And this is why coach, even if it was just a discount coach, makes more sense.
Perfect. I feel like we need a picture with these babies on our boobs. Afton, put your baby on your boob.
I think she already did. She's muted.
I know. It looks like a finger, though.
Can't keep up.
I don't know how to take a picture if you're waiting for me.
Okay.
I still don't know how to do it.
You don't know how to what?
How do I do the picture? What do I press?
Oh, Command Shift 4, and then you drag. And then you drag your thing over the square that you want.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Got it?
Yeah. So once I do the thing and let go, is that when it takes the picture?
Correct.
Okay, I can do this. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Make sure you can see heads, no boobs. Just heads.
Head.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay!
Yeah, you did it. Okay. Oh my goodness. So funny.
I'm proud of myself. That was a big step for me.
That's what an almost teenager looks like, just so you guys know.
What's that?
That's what an almost teenager looks like.
I didn't even see her.
Oh, she came into
Dancing in the background.
Yeah.
I was too focused on not missing it.
Loves the camera.
All right, guys.
Okay.
I hope I didn't offend anybody. I just, sometimes I get on a hot one. And I just feel like this is our year. Mostly because I'm not bringing any more humans into the world. So I, somehow think I have all these magical powers. But I believe. You gotta believe, man.
Well, but I also think you need to know that we're ready to ride out. Like, we're ready to go. So if you're ready to go, we're ready to go with you. We got big dreams for this year. I got to get off the pot.
I didn't even write down the typical Beachbody goals this year because I don't want to think about it that way. I want to help you girls reach your goals for this business, whatever those goals are. That is my goal for this year because I know that if we do that, then all of it will fall into place exactly how God already has it planned out.
Well, it's funny that you say that because my dream board just ate the dust while we were sitting here that we made last year. And I'm like, well, it's a little bit sad anyway, so might as well hit the dust. Pretty sure none of it. Except there's some lingerie, which I'm assuming means to spice it up with James, which clearly I did because I made a baby, which was not part of the plan. So that was a weird secret that I didn't know about by putting on the dream board. So I'm not making those. No vision boards over here. We're not visioning anything.
I said, do we want to do a vision board party? And she was like, no.
Mm-mm. I'm good.
I've never done one.
Are you guys are you doing the mindset reset? With Mel? Really good. My email is currently inundated with nothing but all these daily, basically get your life in order emails, and I'm like, wow, there's so many. It's so great. I feel like I'm just full of. Brandon Burchard's doing one. Mel's doing one. Rachel Hollis is doing one. Emily Lay is doing one.
Good stuff.
Those are all my people. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Till next time.
till next
I do
time.
want to say for San Diego people, I'll owe this. I was kind of embarrassed at the last Super Saturday. Our San Diego Market Council is just, I just feel like they don't bring it. And I just think it's not a good business building activity. I'm just going to own that. Other cities have awesome Super Saturdays. So if you're in another city, go. But I will admit, I did not buy a ticket this time. We went to the last one, a group of us, and it was just a little wah-wah. And I just felt like I would rather plan something and to get together with you guys just to get together and like brainstorm and do our own thing than pay for a ticket and feel like, what are we doing here? So just saying.
Agreed.
That's coming. It's in a couple weeks. If you're in another city, go. Like I know the Arizona one is amazing.
Julie, you're going, aren't you, to the Portland?
I am. I'm going to Portland.
Oh, good.
So
Well, if us San Diego girls want to go to the Phoenix one, I'll have a place for us to stay.
We should go to the Phoenix one sometime because it's supposedly really good every time.
Yeah, my whole family lives there, so we'll have a place to stay.
That would be
is
good.
it like a big one in Phoenix?
They have some big names there, so it tends to be a good one. That's the one that Shayna goes to.
We don't have any big, there's not really a ton of really big coaches in San Diego. So there's just not a lot of buy-in.
Gotcha.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But do you see, I see four, I can count. I see 4 San Diego coaches that are going to make it and blow it up.
We'll make our own market council.
Okay.
Tara, do you live
I'm
in
gonna
San
be
Diego?
down in San Diego next December. I would love to have the chance to meet some of you guys in person.
Yeah, that'd be so great.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Tara, are you in San Diego?
Yep.
What? Well, I have the same problem as you, so we should meet up at a coffee shop and work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I can't work at home. My
I
kids
know.
are in school.
I would meet up with people like every day because that's my love language, time spent with people. So I'm like, what are
Me
you-
too. We should do it. I
Yeah.
can't be by myself. I go crazy.
where are you from?
I'm down in Claremont off the 805.
Right?
By the 805 by Fashion Valley Mall. But I'm used to driving. I used to commute all the way up by Andy.
Yeah.
Well, that's where Tara lives, is by Andy.
Oh, see, I'll go up there.
Yeah, North County Fair
Old
Mall.
time's sakes. Okay. I know when Hayden got on the camera, I wanted to just hug him, Andy. I miss my cuddle bug.
Oh, he goes to school on Tuesday. I'm so excited.
Oh, he's
Can't
gonna do awesome.
I kept joking that I didn't have a Christmas countdown this year. I had a Hayden goes to preschool countdown, and we're 6 days out. Not wait.
Yay, Hayden.
That kid
Oh,
Somebody else telling him how to do life on top of me telling him how to do life. Because, man, he's my hard one.
no. He's my cuddler. He would cuddle with me on Sunday.
He'll be so great there. He's going to just thrive.
Yep. He's going to do awesome.
I
Yay.
heard that
Yes,
if
Tara.
he pants, though, he gets kicked out. 3 strikes, you're out. Another mom was telling me that she got a letter and she had to go in and cry. Like Turtle, she also just had her 4th. And she had to turn on the postpartum tears to the teacher and be like, you cannot kick her out. She has a daughter. You cannot.
Wait, what did
Oh.
She told me if he poops his pants at school, because he's like 80% of the time doing well, then just go in and cry and she'll back off. I'm like, okay. And you
Wait, they can kick the kids out of preschool?
yeah, it's a 3 strikes you're out rule because this preschool they have to be 3. That's why he's starting in January. and they have to be potty trained.
Oh
Which I
gosh.
knew. I've been trying for a long time, but I'm like, you're going, and I hope you just hold it for those 3 hours.
Oh, 3
When
strikes
you
you're
get
out.
in the car, I don't care.
Just like potty strikes, not like attitude strikes.
Well, she just told me about potty, but she also said that the doesn't have kids, and she's pulling aside moms like every day at pickup to say that their 3-year-old wasn't sitting on the carpet quietly.
No way. My kids are
Gosh.
I'd be getting pulled in there every single day.
I know. I'm like, well, you're gonna see me in the back of the class every day. Like, sorry.
Just bring her a Starbucks and then you'll be fine.
That's what she said. She's like, you need to bring her a Starbucks, and just if she gets mad at you, just cry, and then she won't bother you anymore, and she'll be really nice, and she won't pull you aside anymore. I'm like, got it. I'll just come in crying with Starbucks on day 1, and we'll just get that out of the way.
Oh man, stressful.
School is stressful.
Okay, ladies, you guys have this. You're going to make it through it. I promise you.
So
Oh, Julie.
I will promise you. So for you, those of you who don't know me, I actually have a 32-year-old son, a daughter-in-law, and 2 grandkids who they're all your age. I mean, they have to be. And then I've got 2 at-home teenagers still, one 17, one 16, and my 17-year-old is special needs. And I will swear to Starbucks cards and anything else that you need to do to bribe your teachers to keep them on your side when you start dealing with those kids. It's worth it. Do it.
Big for them every year because my youngest is my for sure hardest, and he's 22, and I'm like, what do you want? What do you want me to buy you? I will buy you whatever you want. Just love my child.
Like I said, my son has special needs, and so his sped teacher and I are like this. And it's like, Suze, what do you need? I'll do anything. Keep him in your class, keep him happy, keep him in school, and I will do whatever you want.
Yep. Let him have a special seat by himself in the back.
Yep. Yeah, whatever you need.
Yeah, we've got to plan something when you're out here, Julie. I would love to meet you in real life.
Well, it'll be fun. We're going to stay. I'm going with my bigs and the grandkids, and both of my kids are coming with us too. And it'll be interesting. We're going to stay at Legoland and figure out what we're doing. And I'm going to come up with something for my son to be doing that's not Legoland. So I got to come up with something for him. But
Legoland is like 10 minutes from my house, so there's no excuse.
And you know Deb Lloyd.
Oh yeah.
On our
yeah.
Her son works at Legoland.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that.
Because he just came over and brought gifts for all my kids from Legoland. And it was like,
oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So you'll have to hit her up.
Oh, I will. I'm actually looking forward to it. And I love playing with the grands, so that's just going to be a blast to see them wandering through that park. So
you have so much
I
fun.
love it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go to bed now. 7:40. All my children are sleeping. I'm going to call it.
All right.
I might drink Recover first and then go to bed.
You probably should after that workout.
I should have worked. I don't know what I was thinking this morning. I felt so good. And then by like 2 o'clock, I'm like, what's happening? Oh, no. Dear surrenders.
oh, ouch.
I'll get you every time.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, lovely chatting with you all.
You too.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Until next time.
Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.